Hello, 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 and welcome once again to a Prog Reborn. My name is M. Kosler, and this is my progression style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't know what it means to have a progression style playthrough, you can always type an exclamation point intro into the chat, and that'll give you a link to the introductory video, where I go over the concept. If you'd like to know when I go live for these sorts of things, you can always subscribe to the channel. Best and easiest way to get those go live notifications. But you can also join the community Discord, exclamation point Discord in the chat. We'll get you that Discord invite link, and in the link that I talk about in this stream here can also be found in the video description below, in case you happen to be watching on the VOD. Last but not least, this is not a reaction style playthrough. This is not my first time playing through the majority of this content. So if you are worried about any sort of spoilers between where my character is, which is currently in patch 2.2, and the end of Endwalker patch content, so patch 6.58, and this is your blanket warning to scoot on out of there if you consider any of that part of the game to be spoilers for you and your playthrough, because I may or may not give additional warning when talking about things related to that part of the game. For now, and probably pretty soon we're going to stop doing this, but for now, with Dawn Trail, if I do bring up anything that is related to Dawn Trail, anything related to patch 7.0 or 7.05, I will give additional warning for that, because we're still pretty close to the release. There's still definitely folks who have not completed their playthroughs of Dawn Trail, and there's not a ton that I would think would be would be relevant to talk about where I am relative to Dawn Trail. But again, if I do think of anything, I will give a little additional warning. We're probably coming up on the point where I'm going to start including that Dawn Trail stuff into my initial spoiler warning, and then not worry about it at any other point. So just forewarning for anyone who is watching. If you would like to know what my thoughts are on the Dawn Trail MSQ, or on the storyline for the raid tier, you can find them on the Let's Play Dawn Trail playlist that I have created for when I did my playthroughs of that content. Without further ado, today, as will be for the foreseeable future, we're continuing on our grinds of much of the same content that we have been grinding. I still have the I still have to finish my Sahagin and Kobold reputation grinds. I still need to get reach the I think it's called Go Big or Go Home 3 fishing achievement, which is 37 different big fish, and I still need to get all 80 of the A Realm Reborn sightseeing logs. as well as continue working on my relic weapon. I think as usual, we're going to start off with our... But I pulled that one up. We're going to start off with our... reputation grinds. We are about two rounds away before our next level of reputation, which would be actually the end. I always forget that friendly is right before the end here, but you see level 3 and they only go up to level 4 as of now. I think you can do allied, but I don't think that it actually requires reputation at that point. It's been a while since I've done it on my main, but we'll see when we get there. And even if we do unlock allied, I don't think that that actually was added until significantly later. One, because I think you're going to have to do the Ixal quests, and two, I think even then they didn't add it until later. Alrighty. I know I've mentioned previously that at some point I was going to look into upgrading my fishing gear, but I've mostly just been enjoying my time on my main and not been worrying too much about what's going on this character. So I still have not gotten around to checking out if there's anything this one. Checking out if there's anything within my means to upgrade on. Go. I really hate the way this quest works. Done it multiple times now, and it's just like you kind of just go at random spots in this area to try and get these things spawned. Fate that I need to look at. Whale of a tail? Tail of a whale? Okay, that's the one I need. We got enough time for me to get there. Still got plenty of space on our poetics, so not worried about that. Hope you all have been enjoying your time in the game. I have certainly been enjoying mine. Like I said, I think last stream that I did, that I figured I would enjoy this raid tier, this savage raid tier, I should say, because it's not that demanding. Can I hit this guy? There we go. It's not that demanding to get through. Some might call that, some might think that I mean that as a euphemism for it being easy, and well, there's been plenty of discourse surrounding how easy and or hard the game is in the new expansion. I think for someone like me, who has a job, who definitely plays a ton. I'm not going to, like, try and argue that, you know, I don't have enough time to do this, that, and the other. Right? I don't think there's any real argument there that I couldn't no-life it and consider myself hardcore. But I forget where I was going with that. We're talking about how easy it was. Euphemism for, you know, not as demanding. I do have a job, but that's not really a good excuse for... I can't really say that that's a huge excuse, because I play quite a bit of this game. But after, you know, putting a decent amount of time into trying to be week one in some of the previous Savage tiers and getting pretty burned out about it, I don't find it that bad for the Savage content to be easier. And I think if you do the content in Party Finder, it is plenty difficult for Party Finder. I will say that even in Party Finder, I've had far fewer, during reclears, I have had far fewer real annoying reclear days than I feel like I remember having when I was doing other Savage tiers. There's... I've heard this mentioned a ton in from other folks, and I should say, I have not completed the final round, the final fight of the tier. I've been taking it at my own pace. Made it through the first 3 See, it's been 3 weeks now, so I made it through the first 3 fights in the tier over the first 2 weeks. But have just been taking it slow for the next one. I think my semi-static is going to do their little learning party thing for the last tier this weekend. Same thing happened with the third boss this tier. We did our little learning this week on the weekend, and I was able to basically learn the fight from beginning to clear in a single day, which is nice. I didn't go in blind from learning from first pull. I watched a guide or two, and I typically like to one thing that I think I've found helpful for me is to do the fights mentally, or especially like the call outs mentally, by watching someone else's clear with it muted. And from there, so to call and think about while watching theirs, pausing is necessary when I think how I would handle this mechanic based on the strats that I'm gonna end up using. How I would handle, you know, dodging this or dodging that, or hey, we're here, what should I be looking for? So I'm not, even though I'm obviously not going in blind, because I've looked at the strats, you're still a little it'll give you a little bit of experience on how this plays out in real time, how this would play out when it's time for you to get in there. When watching a guide, you know, they're pausing the entire time. They're really explaining all these different routes, or hey, you gotta, if it's this, then you have to think about this, you know, is it a stack or a spread? How do you tell if it's a stack or a spread? You know, they're explaining all the different variations, and then it's your job when you actually get in there to be able to recognize when that variation happens and how to respond to that variation correctly. And the amount of time that you have to make that response is definitely lower than what a guide typically would present to you. And so doing that has been very helpful for me. I've said many times before, I'm main healer, so I personally feel like I need to know the fight better than a DPS. Possibly better than a tank, though tanks have to learn a few more mechanics than healers typically have to. There's very few healer solo mechanics. From my limited experience The only one that I can remember that is healer solo or healer specific was P3S, the Phoenix fight, where I needed to I forget what it's called, where as a healer you're soaking up these puddles, and soaking up those puddles will give you like a boost in healing proficiency, so that you can survive the heal check necessary. But to me, the reason that I say that I feel like a healer has to know the fight better than a DPS is, for the most part, I need to be able to react to the fight and react to what's happening with my teammates, to be able to res them or spot heal them or whatever. And knowing where I am in the fight, knowing what's going on in the fight, means that I'm not having to spend, or I can spend less brain power on remembering, hey, what am I doing here? Well, what's happening next? And I can spend that looking at health bars, resing somebody, reacting to what's happening. You can argue the DPS have to spend all the significant, or they have to spend brain power, you know, making sure that their rotation's working, making sure that or that they're at the right spot in their rotation, making sure that they're hitting positionals, etc., etc. But I think as a DPS, that's much more, you know, it's part of your routine that this is how things are going to work. So it's not being reactive. Again, you can argue positionals are a little bit reactive. You need to react to what your tank is doing. But you also get the get out of jail free card of True North if you're not able to react to your tank and your positional is coming up. Just smack True North and until it's time for you to or until you have the ability to make that adjustment. Oh, it's the bomb toss, alright. Other than that, other than doing raids, it's mostly just been continuing leveling up. Still haven't touched Monk yet. I typically save the melee DPS for last. I think I only have 5 more jobs that I need to get to 90. Though one of those jobs is Picto, so I have a little bit longer to go there to reach max level than the rest. Everything else I had already gotten to 90. I said 90 before, to 100. Everything else I had already gotten to 90 in Endwalker. I have already gotten everything except Fisher. I've already gotten for my hand and land jobs. I had already gotten to 100. I think I'm gonna save Fisher for how I did leveling for my, alt jobs in Endwalker. I took my sweet time to get max level with those jobs, and it was almost entirely through daily roulettes, wondrous tales, and for crafters, the weekly custom deliveries. That's what they're called. This way. Should just teleport it out like I did last time. I don't remember if this is the quest that, or this is the fate that gave the shield that I turned in. There's another quest that I haven't finished. Oh, way back there. That sucks. I should have paid a little more attention. I thought I was fully done. I'm gonna have to go back into the bowels. Also, this is definitely something that I attribute to me doing this this Prog Reborn challenge, is that I've started actually doing treasure hunts, and they're a ton of fun. They released in 7.5 the treasure maps, the actual treasure dungeon. That's what I'm looking for. Like they've done for many expansions in a row. And it's... I think one of my worries was that it was going to be... there was going to be a lot of not faux pas, I guess faux pas that I could break. Trying to do like a PF-led treasure hunt. Having to worry about people who are trying to like snatch someone's loot, or like having to be a real big stickler about, hey, did everyone do at least one map? Is anyone just freeloading? Nobody is really paying attention to any of that. They're really just having fun, opening maps, and rolling on loot. Obviously, there are some minor rules in how that stuff works. If you're on PF, and you want like the most stress-free version of treasure hunts, then just look for a PF that has FFA in it. And for there, you just they'll typically say, "Hey, bring a map" or something like that. But again, I don't think I've seen anyone call anyone else out about you not bringing a map. Not saying you should, like, sneak into a group, but more saying that, from my experiences, no one is not bringing a map. No one is utterly freeloading on it. But FFA means, you know, free-for-all. It doesn't really matter who it was. Just roll need on anything that gets rolled. And for the most part, you're just there getting your share of the gold and, you know, getting frustrated by your bad luck. Stuff like that. Alright, so we did both the reputations. Let's take a look again. That should mean, let's see, it's 14 times 3. So that's 42. And then 20 times 3 is 60. Yeah, so we should be above. We should make it to trusted at the end of next stream's rounds of these. So I think we're still gonna go back to checking out some of these big fishing or sightseeing logs. There's a bunch. There's 4 logs open right now, so let's go ahead and hit those. Let me refresh to make sure that this thing isn't broken. Hide inactive, hide finished. Okay, cool. So there's one central shroud near Hawkeye Manor. You pull up, yeah, wiki. This was number 40. The roots from the left side. So this is written as if I needed to actually go there or like do some jump puzzle-ish stuff. But obviously we have flying, so it's going to be much easier. This is just a lookout, and it's at 13.6, 23.1. Okay, man, it's probably at the gate here. 13.6, 23.1. Here somewhere? Arrived at the Vista. So how do I get off this? There. Now I'm off the mount. Okay. Look out. Long frowned upon by the people of Gridania as a symbol of excess, the Seed Seers would finally submit to pressure from the citizenry, selling the deed to the manor to Lady Amandine of House D'Artencourt. The word Hawke is of ancient Pajali origin and means to speak without words. Alrighty. Mark that off the list there. Fallen Neuralink. North Shroud. $16.32, and this is number 49. Okay, the edge of the cliff looking at a giant arc. So this is 16. This one says 15.8, 30.0. So 15. Point 8. $15.8. 30.0. Where do I even get there? So this isn't a map. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to look this up. Look up the picture. It's the location. And looking at. It's really hard to see. Oh, it's just a cliff. So down here? I really can't tell. That is really hard to see on that. It's just a bunch of rock. Okay, 30.0. Okay, so like here-ish somewhere. Oh, 32.0. Okay. This looks more... Here we are. Jeez, that was mixing myself up. So what am I supposed to be looking at? Fallen Neuralink. Coined by the learned men of Garland Ironworks, these massive rings were used to dampen spiritual energies, preventing the focusing of power required to wield magics. No less than 5, each measuring hundreds of yalms across, were required to keep Bahamut silent for 3 full eras, but even they proved inefficient. Oh, it's this whole thing. Jeez. Okay, I did not. I don't think I ever noticed that, because when you're playing, you're just like looking like this, and you're just like, oh, okay, we got some weird cliffs thing. Maybe you notice this blue orb thing here, but this is like fucking a halo up here. That's interesting. Learn something new every day. Abandoned Amagina Mithril Mine in northern Thanalan. I'm going to do a cerulean processing plant. This is number 67. Right. And this says 26.4, 22.7. 26.4. So it's this thing over here, okay? $26.4, 22.7. So like up on one of these. 2.7. This here. Picture. And these pictures are awful. Right, so there's a bunch of boxes. See, I'm supposed to go up the stairs. Okay, here's boxes. Oh, so it's this thing here? Jeez. Abandoned Amagina mithril mine. The discovery of mithril in a small copper mine in Blue Fog triggered the Great Rush, which saw would-be prospectors flock to the Sea of Spires in search of quick and easy fortune. The veins that ran through the mountains, however, were not deep, and it was but 10 summers before the mines ceased to yield the precious metal, forcing many to abandon their claims. Knock that one off. Got one more. The old Crystal Tower. Mordona. For 27.5 and 8.1. $27.5. Here's 8.1. $7.5. So like right here. Maybe up here. Here we are. Right here. They want me looking like that. As if somehow beckoned forth from its hypogeal prison by the events of the calamity, this sky-scraping spire now commands the Mordonan horizon. Through their research, the Sons of Saint Koinak have determined that the monolith, known as Circus Tower, was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun. That one off the list. Alright, so we've got a bunch of fish to look at. Switch back over to Fisher. So we're still... If I eat the nasi goreng, that puts me at like 307 or something like that. So we can't do this armorer. Moldva. Let's take a look at this one. It says 0. That's almost certainly incorrect. But this is a midge basket. Don't have that. Jacques the Snipper. It's too much. Alright, we did the Mud Golem last time. We can go do the Mud Golem again. Attempt the Mud Golem. The Mud Golem required the butterworms. Yep. And it's at Horizon. So let's go give it another shot. Eat some of that nasi goreng. In the Mud Golem so it doesn't disappear on me. let's give this another go. Looking for 3x and a powerful hook set. Oh, oh, it says insufficient rating. Okay, so we can't do that one. It said 0 on here. Liar. Okay. Dark Ambusher. That's way too high. Junkmonger. Another one that says 0. This is also a mooch. So we're going from lugworms. So this is Skull Valley in western Lenosha. Skull Valley. I don't remember which direction Skull Valley is. Skull Valley. Okay, it's over here. Probably in the ocean. Here's Skull Valley. Let's give it a fish. Patient hook. Yeah, Myrtle Goby. Mooch it. And we're looking for a powerful hook. It's the same as that Titanic sawfish. Yeah, it's a 2x on here. Wahoo, that seems right. We got our fish out quick enough. Hopefully this does not tell me that I have insufficient gathering rating. Looking for a 3x from this mooch. Oh. Okay. Gigant shark. What does this say? Gigant shark definitely says that we should be able to catch it. So Gigant shark is at Summerford in Middle Lenosha. And we need... what type of lure is that? A floating minnow. Perfect. So, Summerford Farms in the Summerford location. So, they're saying it's over here-ish. Say off of this. So we're looking for a powerful hook on a 2X. And we caught whatever this was. That's the fish, but it's not large. That was only a 1X. Let's hang out for a little bit. There we go. We got to our 50. It's our 2X. Alright, we can mooch this one. And we're looking for a 3X and a powerful hook set. Only a 2X. Blue octopus. Get back in there. Just fish out with some regular hooks. Try to get up our angler art. See you, Quay. When we've got another 16 minutes on this. It's the 2X, so maybe we get to mooch this. Cast it out. Alrighty, now patience. Cast it out. Looking for 2X and a powerful hook set. Go. that for 3x. Another powerful hook set. Just a 2x. Probably just gonna be another octopus. Big octopus, but not anything we care about. It's just a 1x, so don't waste GP on it. I don't even want to mooch it. Now, I don't remember if this sticks around for the mooch. It does not. Just gonna have to get lucky here. Cool and all, but not what we're looking for. Too small. Bummer. Unless we get a real quick one, we're gonna be in the same situation we were in last time. Just luck of the draw. More minutes on this this spot here. What a piece of shit. mooch. And that's the annoying thing about patience. Cancels current mooching opportunity. And also having to work on patience 2 instead of patience. Sorry, patience 1 instead of patience 2. 60 seconds versus 145. Plus 50% versus oh, interesting. 80%. Misreading that. Still probably better. Land an even bigger. Not what we're looking for. Alrighty. Only a 2. Wow, only a 1 there. No, the Gobi is not what we need. That's for another one. Looking for the harbor herring. Alrighty, got a good opportunity. Need to hit that 3x. Come on, baby. Catch. caught it, baby. Let's go. There we go. And we can go ahead and release that back. We are down. Got a Gigantishark completed. I can stop pinning that. Nothing on the sightseeing log. We've got another set coming up in about 3 minutes. It's Crystal Perch. Too high. Fairy Queen. It says 0, so we don't necessarily know. We need spinnerbait for it. So where do I get spinnerbait? Might be something I have to make. Like it. As a goldsmith. Be able to make it. Let's see. We don't have any cobalt ingots. Do have that. What about raw materials? We've got all the raw materials we need. So here. Yeah, we've got tons of cobalt ore. And enough iron ore. So let's head to Limsa. Craft up some spinnerbait. Boom, 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 boom. So where were these things? Cobalt ore is in Seagorp. This one here. The iron ore. And then the felt was also in Seagorp. There. Make sure I don't actually have some of this already. So I guess we first have to do a quick synth. 6 of these. And the goldsmith. Righty. Back to Fisher. There's the spinnerbait. Where is Fairy Queen? This is an empty heart in Lower Lenosha. So we can just portal here. What does the Nasi Goreng put me to? 307. That's what I thought. Empty heart. Where the hell is empty heart? Yeah. Click on the link. Okay, it's this thing down here. I'm wondering if I actually did this already and saw that it didn't work. No, because I didn't have any spinnerbait. I couldn't have done this already. On spinnerbait, and then what's the thing they want? It's just spinnerbait, and we're looking for 3x. Yeah, 3x on here. It's powerful hook set. Yep. Yep. A lot more options opened up. Release. Let it catch. So I forgot to do patience. Alrighty, patience. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can actually catch it. That's a no. Negatory. Alrighty. X on the Fairy Queen. I think we tried Dark Knight, and that didn't work. We could try the Octo Mammoth. We have any pill bugs? We do. Also buy some pill bugs. Probably. I'm going back here as if I know that I can catch it. This is one we don't have a marking on. So let's go to Fisherman's Guild. Is there not a receptionist? Is there not maybe not. Maybe it's in Hawker's Alley somewhere. Snail. This person here. Looking for pill bugs. Pill bugs. There you are. And this fish, Octomammoth, is in just Limsa lower decks. Which is where I am right now, right? I'm in the lower decks. Yep. So we're looking for a 2X. It is a Arbor Airing. Wasting GP here. That 2X. Alrighty, mooch it out. Looking for a 3X from here. Come on, don't tell me that it's too low. Alright, pulling it in. I think that means that we're good. Excellent. Release that bad boy. Mark that as complete. Let's see, I think I've looked at the Blue Widow before. Yeah, it's way too much. The Goldfin is just a 3X right here from a pill bug. Oh, we could do Goldfin. And with our food, we are just over the hump. Make sure that that says, yeah, that says pill bug. I don't know what this achievement is. Not that big of a deal. to the good thing about it only being part of the first cast, not being a mooch, is I get more attempts per patience. The Goldfin, we got 5 more minutes on this one. That elusive 3x. fix that. Got a minute left on this spot here for this golden fin. Got that cast out right before it ended. That's good. Right before the patience ended, not before the fish opening ended. I think we're done with that. Let's check the sightseeing log. Got some things up on the sightseeing log. The Guardian Tree in Central Shroud. Number 41. Closing this thing. Should not. This over so I don't get tempted to close it. But this was 41, the Guardian Tree. On Tree Bridge. 16.3, 22.3. 16.3. So here. There we are. Having seen over 1,000 summers, the Guardian Tree is purportedly the oldest arbor in all the Black Shroud, and home to the Great One, an elder elemental who watches and presides over the forest's denizens. The fruit borne by the tree resembles a plum and is sought after across the 3 great continents for its curative properties. Put that one off on the list. Next is the Ixali logging grounds in Northern Shroud. It's at 48. Middle post in the log pile at the back area. Recommended using flying mount. And this is 18.4, 19.5. 18.4. 19.5, so it's got to be over here. Near the Ixali logging grounds. Okay. So it's here. The Ixal have never taken well their banishment from the Black Shroud, and to this day continue to fell the hoary sentinels growing on the forest's outskirts. Too heavy to drag back to their settlements in Nadalan or faraway Zelphatal, the ill-gotten lumber is tied to balloons buoyed with Ixali airstones and flown to the Beast Tribe's homeland under the cover of night. And then Wrathfrost in Mordona. $18.7, 17.7. So this thingy over here. What if it's the what if it's the symbol right here? 79 on top of rock near Crystal Tree. Okay. The fall of the Agrius into Silvertier Falls not only drained the magnificent multi-tiered lake, but instantly crystallized the majority of the region's flora, a result of mass quantities of cerulean fuel reacting with aether released upon Midgård Sormer's death. What remains is a brilliant yet dead landscape, akin to a twisted garden pocked with blooming geodes. Mark that one off the list as well. Thing new on the fishing tracker, matron carp. I feel like I've looked at this one before, but let's look again. Nope, we can do matron carp. Matron carp is in Old Gridania. Means I can actually just return. And it uses bloodworm. Whispering Gorge in Old Gridania. Bloodworm. And which one's Whispering Gorge? It's that over there. Okay. Right bait. Perfect. This will probably be the last thing I do this stream. It is a powerful hook on a 3x. So that... I think I remember as part of the fishing quest line, I needed to fish from here when it was raining. I was gonna say, oh, we got another fisher, but you can't fish from sitting down like that. You can fish on a stool. If I type sit like this, well, maybe not now. Like that, you can fish. But not from the fully seated position. This is another 3x that we're looking for. Damn. Bum 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 bum. Was talking with some friends about old school lunch items. Somebody just showed off a random picture of the old Tyson spicy chicken sandwich. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, thinking back on it, man, that thing was dry as all hell. My friends and I had the pet theory growing up. This is probably more in like middle school than in elementary or high school, where the lunchroom cafeteria didn't actually cook anything. They simply, in the back, hidden amongst all the other stuff they had back there, was what we dubbed the soybean machine. And essentially all it was a machine with a giant dial on it that, depending on whatever they needed for that day, whatever main entree they needed for that day, and maybe not even main entree, maybe side dishes, whatever have you, whatever they needed that day, they would just turn the dial on the soybean machine, feed it some soybean, and it would spit out the food of the day. The reason we had that idea was one of my friends had an observation one day that it felt like every single food item tasted the same. They're obviously exaggerating, but it was more like, you know, it was all like probably very little spice, very bland food, and so it all kind of just tasted similar. Oh, there's our 3X. Come on. Here we go. This was a good day of big fishing, even with a couple of mistakes. I shouldn't say mistakes. They weren't mistakes. Even with a couple of insufficient ratings. We got in quite a bit of big fishing. Let's take a look at our crafting and gathering, our fisher. I am looking for... Excuse me. Go big or go home. We're at 5. That seems right. 5 out of 37 that we are looking for. We're there. We've also completed on the sightseeing log. We are almost at 40. On the sightseeing log. About pretty close to halfway done there. Nothing happening right now. Maybe in like a few seconds it'll pop. Let me just see. No, we switched over to 7 and nothing popped up. But yeah, I think that'll do it for the stream. Again, I need to remind myself to go and see if there's what better options I have for getting my fishing gear up. I definitely need some better weather earrings. And stuff like that to try and get my gathering rating up so I can get these fish, because theoretically we should be able to get these fish in in 2.2. But theoretically we should have the ability to get our gathering rating high enough to grab them with gear that we could get in 2.2. A lot of that gear is going to end up being super expensive. So that's where I'm thinking about other options, thinking about world travel, stuff like that, to see if I can find better deals on other auction houses. But given what I've seen, I think at some point I'm going to have to make some gear upgrades in order to hit 37 fish in 2.2, because there's not enough, as far as I can tell, given what I have, to make it over that hump. But that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the way out, I'd be greatly appreciative. As always, if you'd like to know when I go live for these things, you can subscribe to the channel, best and easiest way to get those go live notifications, or join the community Discord, !Discord. That link and any other links that we talked about, like I said at the start of the show, can be found in the video description below, if you happen to be watching the VOD. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time I see you.